What? Do you need me to resend it to you? Give me a sec.
Can you send the new one into the Discord? Because I don't have the the email pulled up.
Yeah, give me a moment. So how y'all doing while I do that? And yeah, I got that.
I'm typing to you. I'm doing so good, man. I'm doing so freaking good. I found my new reason to keep playing this game. His name's Kuja. Attack 108, Mighty, Skill 2. Who does that?
Yo.
Who does that? Kuja.
All right, I've posted the business in the chat, so you have that. And go ahead and do our usual postings on the streams.
That's the wrong number. It says 52.
Okay, I'll fix that.
What do you want?
Don't talk to me.
Love you.
Golly. Thanks, Becca.
We're getting married. Bl'Art says thanks. We're getting married, y'all, like super soon. I'll probably have to take a week off from the show, maybe. I don't know.
I don't even know what I'm thanking her for. I'm just grateful in general.
It's October. Me too. I do that every day. October 22nd. Yep, there it is on my phone getting hitched all day, it says. So
I'm glad
Holy shit, that is super close.
That's very close. Holy crap.
Goodness gracious.
It's like a week and a half away.
I still need to pick out my outfit for it.
Yeah, you guys got your invites in the mail, right? Charter Jet will pick you up. Hey, there's Darico in chat. Darico's actually in the wedding. He has to wear
Yo?
Yeah, he has to wear pantaloons, knickerbockers, as they say. We're doing like a 1700s style wedding, so he'll be dressed in pantaloons and knickerbockers and a blouse, a little bit like Kuja, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we'll send pics. Don't worry.
The FF9 cosplay wedding.
Oh, I'm dressed in normal. Yeah, I'm just
so
gonna
what
be
is-
normal, like average 2022.
I mean, given what happened in JP, you're not doing the VV Queen wedding?
Oh, I'm gonna say when it's all said and done, I'm gonna grab the mic and I'm gonna say I'm so happy.
We're not gonna get married if you don't take the
Everyone just heard you say we're not gonna get married unless I take the garbage out. Get out of my room!
Let's try.
I gotta mute.
I'm gonna have to rethink this.
A young love.
I gotta mute this. This is embarrassing. All right, love you.
Don't
I'll take the garbage out, y'all. I do it all the time. I mean, it's gonna get I'm gonna do. I do it all the time.
No, you don't.
Whatever. Cross 13 in chat. Goose 60 seconds in chat. Soraya the Ranger in the chat. Our lovable mod. How you doing, Soraya? Cross, Goose, Booty Tom. Booty Tom's joining us. And you actually got a gift sub from Leaf Blade Mouse, or as he's known here, just Leaf. Thanks, Leaf, for the sub.
Yeah, anytime.
If you guys want to go ahead and put on your calendar, I got a little blurb on the stream so everybody will know, but we have a big sub reward stream next week. I will be dressed as one of the best characters in fiction, Amaranth Corral. I will be Amaranth Corral in full cosplay next week, so mark it on your calendars. You don't want to miss this. It will be movie quality cosplay, just like my Zidane guy was.
I did not know he had a last name, so hey, I learned something already.
Amaranth Corral. It's really, really weak because Aiko's name is Aiko Coral, and his name is Amaranth Corral. So it's just very, very weak naming there, but it makes up for it the rest of the game being, peak fiction. Speaking of peak fiction, can I talk about Bleach here before the show starts? Can I get
Yeah, go off, King.
co-host?
Oh boy.
Can I get a thumbs up from the co-hosts?
On the pre-show, it's okay.
Okay, anyway, Bleach, October 10th, 2022. Bleach is coming back for the 1,000-Year Blood War. I want to let you guys know, Final Fantasy IX is peak fiction. Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War is peak fiction. It's the greatest story ever written. It's like the Bible meets the Quran meets Hamilton. So do not miss that. There's deaths.
What a
there's romance.
Melting pot.
There's romance. There's deaths. There's battles. It's honestly perfect. So Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. Give it a Google. A new trailer dropped. So that's all I wanted to say for the whole stream. Obviously, I'll let everyone else talk the rest of the stream, but just watch Bleach.
I don't even know what to say to that. Sorry, I'm still kind of speechless.
Is Bleach a good read or no? Should you read it or should you watch it?
If you watch it, skip all filler. I've been watching the dub because I don't ever watch anime in dub. I only watch sub. So I wanted to know what all the characters' voices are like in English, and so I'm trying to watch all the whole show before October. And the filler sucks. I mean, it sucks real bad. Like it's actually hard to watch. So
Holy shit!
yeah. So
I just took a look at animefillerlist.com. There's like 30 episodes in a row of filler. What the?
yeah. So
They did filler seasons during the slow times.
Yeah, it was
Good
caught
Lord.
up. It was caught up to the manga, so just skip the filler and you'll do great. But it's worth a read too. At least read Thousand Year Blood War. Phenomenal. Comello in the chat.
Yo.
Dystopia Bard in the chat. Tree Void in the chat. Tree Void, I want to make sure you're getting your. Tree Void was one of the 2 winners. We sent out the other reward. I want to read off this this address here to make sure, Tree Void, if you're listening, make sure this is your address here. So the address I have is going to be I'll DM it to you. I'll DM it to you to make sure that it's on the way to the right place. Sorry. What time is it?
I'll just drive it over Tree Void. Don't worry about it.
Are we doing 3 Shinryus?
We got 3 Shinryu.
On stream? Yeah.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. We got a new song. Our boy in chat, Dystopia Bard. Shout out Dystopia Bard, friend of the show. Longtime friend of the show. He's had to redo this song about 16 times at this point. So shout him out. We love him. Good riffs. Good guy. If you other 2 guys are ready.
Hey, Darako, subscribing with Prime. Thanks, buddy.
I'm going to hit it. Darko, thank you. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
3, 2.
And now it's time to start the show with Raw Life, Bl'Artagnan, and Leaf. This is the Lifestream.
Yo, this is the live stream. Real quick. Holy crap. Riffs. Shout out to Dystopia Bard. I'm going to be honest. I did not listen to it before Go Live. I should have, but good Lord. Phenomenal new theme song. We appreciate that, Bard. Phenomenal. Bunch of riffs. My game froze, so I'm going to let you guys talk for a little while. We are the live stream. Welcome back. We had a week off for Memorial Day. Good times. Good times. I also changed my camera. Can you guys see me better now?
We can indeed see you better now.
Very handsome.
Damn, I'm handsome. So that's what happened with me. I'm going to restart my system. Let's start with Leaf Blade this week.
Oh my gosh.
Leaf Blade.
Heyo.
Put you on the spot. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty sick, actually.
Oh, no.
I've been popping some painkillers and just like in and out of bed for the last couple of days. So it's not COVID, but I'm just like, I got some kind of flu bug or something I've been struggling with. But yeah, other than that, fine, I guess. Might read Bleach. I don't know. Blair, how are you doing?
Oh man, I was sort of in a similar boat because I got my COVID booster over the weekend and it completely knocked me out on Sunday, such that basically I spent the entire day sleeping while my wife took care of baby Blart, who also got her first COVID shot and completely tanked it and didn't even act like it was like she got they stuck it in the arm and she just like shrugged and was like, "Is that it?" And she's been fine since then. So I don't know where she got that toughness and fortitude. I can only assume that occasionally co-hosting the stream alongside Raw has rubbed off on her, and she's just at this point too mighty to stop.
She stole your strength.
But Raw, how you doing? How was your weekend? How was your Memorial Day?
Hey, Indolin Lard with the subscription. Thank you, Indo.
And yes, we know it wasn't really Memorial Day before any of you feel like, but actually in us in the chat.
What?
Wait, what day was? Oh, it was. I know what it was.
It was Arbor Day.
Yeah, it was Arbor Day. I had a great time. I can't figure out where Mouse's name is in here. I think I changed it from Goose. There it is. Beautiful. Everybody was complaining that you guys didn't have pictures, and I said I don't really care, but they talked me into it. So you guys got your pictures back. I had a great Memorial Day. I grilled every day of the weekend. Wake Forest played at noon, so I got up at like about 6 a.m. on Saturday. I smoked a whole pork shoulder. It wasn't ready till 10 p.m. It was 10 pounds. It was delicious, phenomenal. Cooked chicken drumsticks the next night, and just had a great weekend. Did you guys do anything special for Labor Day? It's Labor Day. Oh, it's my birthday too. I forgot to tell you guys that. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Raw.
Happy birthday, Raw. Everyone, let's get some streaming Raw Lives in the chat as we celebrate Raw Lives' birthday after the fact.
Yeah, I was. I turned 28, 27 actually. So I'm gonna drink a beer for 27th year.
You don't look a day over 23.
Thank you. That's so kind. We missed a week. Last week, want to put our hands together. Last week was our celebration of our 1 year anniversary, and you guys showed out heavy. We really appreciate that. That was a fun stream. We had a good time, and everything went perfect. And there was no problems and no hiccups. So thank you guys so much for making our birthday so good. Next year, who knows what's going to happen next year? I mean, I might just pull out a burn book for next year.
Book burning for the Lifestream second birthday.
Now, you guys don't watch. I'm going to do a free poll. You guys don't watch Mean Girls? Mean Girls is great.
No. I got you. I got you there.
But because we skipped a week, we've got a whole cycle to go through. So we're going to kind of leave it up to the chat tonight. We're going to go through kind of the events of the week, the whole cycle, really. Lunafreya. I guess I'm going to go ahead and token her BT on stream. Right? I mean, you got to have a
That
BT.
sounds good. Also, new sub incentive. If we get 15 subs tonight, Mouse has to watch Mean Girls.
Hey, Mouse, you never seen Mean Girls?
We'll watch it with him. It'll be a fun little event.
Oh, that'll be cute.
We'll do
Yeah,
it
I've
in-
never seen Mean Girls.
Oh my God! 2 for you, Glenn Coco. You go, Glenn Coco. One of my all-time favorite movies. That's not a joke. So we'll get into some of the, I guess, events that we missed. It's the whole cycle. So do you guys want to talk about Lunafreya a little bit? And before we talk about her, do I need to token her BT? I have everything else.
Yeah,
I mean, Lunafreya is a kind of a weird character for me because the broken thing that everyone's losing their minds about with her is her LD. It's been a while since we've had a character where the LD was the real selling point, but she has her. Sorry, Baby Blood's having a great time in the background. Her LD is like the real selling point. That said, it comes down to, are you going to use her as an LD call? Like that's my plan personally. Or her FR is certainly fine, but not the craziest FR we've seen. Although in some ways it can be hard to build around, but that can make it fun. Her BT is like, if you're going to use her in party, I mean, of course you want the BT because that's how this be. It has the good auras, and why wouldn't you want that extra aura if you're going to be running a unit? But to answer your question, you don't need the BT. Depends on what you want to use her for.
I mean, I haven't used her yet. I literally have not used her. Oh shit, I'm in auto. I literally haven't used her yet. I use her call. Her call. I guess we'll talk about Lunafreya. She's like, everyone's been talking about her for months. So excited about her kit and how she's game breaking. She changes, and she does seem to do a lot of stuff that no one else does, which is cool as hell. But I haven't needed her, so I just haven't used her. I have her, and I used her call. Her call to enable my Kuja saga. We'll get into Kuja later, trust me. But I guess it was from Bl'Art's opinion is I don't really need the BT. So Mouse, you're gonna be the deciding factor here. What do you think about Luna, specifically her BT?
Yeah, I think you should token it for sure.
Oh,
I think I will say that, like Bl'Art kind of mentioned, she is one of the few characters who can function decently well without her BT. Most of that strength that she's getting from is coming from her LD. So if you don't get the BT, whatever. But the BT is such a huge boost in her utility because you get an extra turn of all of her buffs, which is massive because those buffs are really strong.
It really reminds me of Terra in a lot of ways, where like
Yeah.
Terra kind of functions at her core without her BT, but you notice it's a definite power spike once you get it, because I've done it before and after, and it's like, whoa, this does feel a lot different.
So
Even
she's
though
like Terra. Go ahead.
it just like I said, like Nelson and I were saying, the LD is where the core of the power lies. It depends on if you're using her to kind of fill the occasional, oh, this is what I want to use a little Lunafreya here or there, or it's like, I want to be using Lunafreya to the best of her ability, because that power spike is noticeable.
Well, so she's like Terra Pain because she depends where you put in the party. she stole Pain's thing.
She's basically Terra Pain Rydia Kurosame.
Terra Pain Rydia Kurosame. Because she does
basically.
So, well, let's just do it real quick. I mean, she's the new character. Her FR, you have to do ice and water, right? And she can.
Well, and this is the tricky part. You also need characters who apply buffs to allies when they do stuff
to take full advantage of her FR.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'll be kind of subpar, and you probably don't want to be driving with just that.
We'll do the first fight of the thing with her, so you guys can kind of explain, because this is a big character. So everybody talked about her for months and wanted her. She's the new stuff. So her position in party determines which buffs her LD gives automatically, but her upgraded Brave and HP also can provide a specific buff to any specific character, correct?
Yeah, so her enhanced Brave and HP pluses change to Quick Prayer and Heavy Prayer, and you can put those on any ally regardless of their position in the party. So you could get both buffs on a party member if you're doing like an LD into HP plus or Brave plus.
So it doesn't matter that much. Soraya the Ranger gifted a sub. Appreciate it, Soraya, our loving mod. So, I mean, it matters. Goose is in chat saying far left position is busted, but as long as you have 4 stacks, you can give any buff to any unit, right?
Yeah, but sometimes, like, depending on your party, you will want someone to take less turns and someone to have more turns, or you want both the other party members to take more turns, or they're both off-turn units or something like that, so you want the extra HP damage. So yeah, like, there is stuff to think about. I think Lunafreya is kind of a character. Like, she's pretty plug-and-play, but unlike a lot of other plug-and-play supports, you do have to, like, kind of think about what you're doing when you're using her, like, probably think a few turns ahead to really, like, get the most out of her.
So Dorako is in chat asking what that means. I'm not sure if he's aware, or if any new players are here trying to use Luna. I haven't used her, like I said, but she is one of those characters where I can already tell if you use her correctly, she is unbelievably broken. But if you don't know how she works, just like pure damage, you're just hitting her buttons, it's not going to seem that cool. So to answer the question in chat, essentially, her position depends on who gets the buff or who gets which buff. If she's on far left, she gives, which is bottom, right? Because as you look at your party, the top guy is going to be on the right, the middle's in the middle, and the bottom is going to be far left. So bottom, if you put her in the bottom of your party, then when she uses her LD, she will give Quick Prayer, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
She'll give Quick Prayer to everyone in the party. So that'll give them both, without having to use her Brave Plus, it'll give them both Quick Prayer and only herself Heavy Prayer.
It gives herself both regardless.
Right. But it won't give anybody else Heavy Prayer.
Sure.
What does Heavy Prayer do?
Heavy Prayer gives you an extra HP damage per HP damage, like Leo effect. So it does.
Leo. It's Leo.
Yeah,
call.
it's the Leo effect. Yeah. So that does that for every attack. It's exactly the same. It's based on the max HP cap.
Okay. Should we use her?
Yeah, go ahead. Did you token the BT?
No, I didn't. I don't have enough tokens. I thought I was at 60. I might have an extra. Let's see if I have an extra thing to sell. But it sounds like I don't need it. I mean, it sounds like I could just use her without it. I'm not desperate for her, uses at this point. I don't feel like I absolutely need her.
Hey, when you're
Let's see. Now I don't have any bursts to sell.
There's one.
Where is it?
He's equipping it. Never mind.
Who is?
Cloud.
Fucking Cloud, dude.
Oh, you have him plussed with the book.
Yeah, at one point I ran out of ingots, but I didn't run out of books, so I was booking every BT I had just to green other people. Oh, I have to rebuild this team because I forgot that I'm Kuja guy. Kuja also got some massive upgrades, and he became probably the best unit in the game.
Kuja famously working very well with Lunafreya and her force.
Oh, he's not going to be able to hit her 4 time at all, is he?
Not even a little bit.
Oh, that's a huge bummer.
A couple of his attacks are non-elemental, so they do work, but it's
Ultimate's not elemental, right? But he automatically
and Edict as well.
But he automatically enchants himself with holy, so you have to have. I guess he could hit.
He would not enjoy the elemental lockouts that are coming up, but I guess if you're enchanting 2 elements onto him anyway, probably wouldn't have either way.
Okay. Well, anyway, Lunafreya came with a story chapter. I actually have a lot to say about this story chapter. I enjoyed. Well, the trash nodes are getting a little bit out of hand, but we'll get into that. Are you guys both done with both story chapters that came? Lunafreya, and then there was Roha, and then second story chapters?
Yes.
So this was 8 and 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. I thought it was so sweet and so cute. There were some massive major spoilers for FF8 if you in chat haven't played it. Obviously, they spoil everything because they're all, after their games, but
Ultimisha's the villain, if you didn't know, so just be careful going into the...
Renoa is Ultimisha. Laguna is someone's dad. That's actually real. Laguna is someone's dad, but I don't even know if I want to spoil that because it's such a big deal. Let's just jump into this fight. See if we can kill this fight fast. Boom, boom, boom. The first fight. We got a lot of fights to go over tonight, boys. So you guys want to just jump into it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so the first fight was the first half of the story chapter. Then we had a Roha, and then we had the second half of the story chapter. This one was Ultimisha with a Coral.
Coral.
Anyway. I didn't put on the ultimate weapons on it.
I've just been calling it the Whisker Kitty, and that seems to be going okay.
Pretty
Whisker Kitty. What does it do, Bl'Art? I haven't heard from you in a second. What do you want? What does it do, and what did you do to beat it?
Well, it mostly tries to disable you with confusion and paralysis, which is appropriate because I've been disabled for the past few minutes because Baby Bl'Art went on my lap and then promptly vomited all over it, so I've been dealing with that. Shout outs to Baby Bl'Art, by the way.
Hey, shout out Baby Bl'Art.
But yeah, no, I mean the coral, mostly just tries to confuse, paralyze, or occasionally just brave attack you. It's not a threat as much as it is an annoyance. The real danger of the fight is more Ultimisha, because she takes a whole bunch of turns and can gravity you, and has a couple of HP attacks in there. Not a whole lot. It's not hyper threatening, but having a lot of off-turn damage goes really well. Goes a long way in this fight. I found Yang was just tremendous.
Oh, I have Yang. I haven't used him. Yang got double. That's one of the characters. We're not going to go into every single character that got upgraded, but Yang.
Yeah, I think it's Yang.
He double dumps now on his thing, and he does it all the time, on every single event.
So no, he double dumps. It's basically up the entire fight. I mean, his counterattack is still there and good, and his basic skills actually hit reasonably hard now. And so the way it all kind of comes together with him is he's great. He's great on off-turn damage teams, good on turn hog teams still. Although I'd argue that on turn like a Terra or Tidus team, someone like a Kayn is probably better because he doesn't dump his brave. But the two things about Yang are, one, his on-turn damage is like his own damage is good because his own follow-up attack triggers on his own stuff, and so like, you know, like, okay, his skill 1 is it's his 3 HP attack, but then it does 2 more after that, so it adds up quite quickly. I think Young is at his best right now in like off-turn damage kind of counter teams, because you compare that to like a Freya or a Kayn or even a Sisney, and they have like windows, you know, like Kayn jumps in the air and he's coming down eventually, unless you use like a turn hogger. But if you're using like an off-turn damage, you know, Reno kind of Orin counter team, Kayn will work good there. But there'll be times where, you know, because you're giving the bosses turns, you're going to get turns and Kayn's going to fall. You're not having one character dominate all the turn taking, whereas with Yang, because his buff is up all the time, there's no like setup. It's really, really simple, I think. Really simple to maintain. I don't think he's better or worse necessarily than other characters. I think there's certain situations where he's better and certain situations where he's worse. But he definitely feels a whole lot better than he did.
I like that what you brought up about him not working as well in like Tidus Terra, ironically Terra Yang, but like I feel like at this point you would want someone like Kayn where he does have that limited window that you can just like really abuse with the turn hogging, rather than, like you said, Yang's constant uptime with his LD, no setup, no everything. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, and also another thing for the counter thing is that he makes the party unbreakable, which is just handy for, you know, if the boss is taking turns.
Wait, Yang makes the party unbreakable the whole time. He's like, as long as what's up? What's got to be up?
Okay, so caveat there. The way his LD buff works is the party can't be broken by brave attacks. So like an instant break attack will still break you, but like
as long as he's on the field, or as long as he has a specific buff up.
As long as he has his LD buff on.
Okay. Which has a basically permanent up in. Yeah.
Right.
Never coming down.
Yeah, so like a way to showcase this is in the Griever fight, which we'll get to later, one of the attacks that it does reduces your Brave to 1, then hits you with a Brave HP attack, and it can hit for a lot of damage, but Young, prevents your Brave from going below 1 due to the Brave attack, and that's pretty cool because you take less damage that way.
I should have brought Yang because we're talking about him instead of Kayn, but fuck it. I am using Lunafreya for the first time in party, so when you LD, Orin's going to get heavy, which is going to give him Leo effect, and then Kayn is going to get 3 free turns in a row because he's on the right.
Should do. Okay. And she gets 3 turns in a row. Do I want her to have 3 turns in a row? Is her damage like, what does she do? Well, you charge with her damage, so you'll go to your energy heal. So Awakening gives you a free turn and refreshes a use of your S1. So effectively, like 2 free charges there.
Okay, so she charges the gauge really well with her S1.
Yeah. So yeah, so you would probably just like use your S1 twice, and then if you wanted to use one of your prayers or like EX or something.
XCal, every time XCal speaks, I don't watch chat much, but when he speaks, I listen. Biggest thing about Luna, chaining her LDs and attacks make it possible to charge both FR and summon meters to full from quest start. Okay, let me read that again. Chaining her LDs and attacks make it possible to charge. So without anyone else moving, she can get the FR gauge and the summon meter completely full?
Yes.
That's phenomenal. EX is not instant turn though, right? So I don't want to press it?
It's not instant turn, but it'll end.
I mean, if you're chaining LDs, then she's going to get instant turns kind of weaved in there, right?
I guess, am I doing that? We want to finish this quick, right? Because we got a bunch of fights to go over. So let's go ahead and charge.
Bang it out.
Are we going to use Kayn's FR or her FR? Kayn's FR gets like 200%, which is huge. Huge damage boost. I guess they're not we haven't talked about her FR yet, so that's a perfect example. That's a perfect time. Let's go ahead and chain all her shit and just charge the gauge, and then we'll talk about her FR. So her FR is character gives a buff to anyone, right? Any of your allies. Yep.
Not themselves. It has to be to an ally.
Okay, so self buff does not count.
Yes.
Okay, and what else? Ice and water.
Ice and water, which she will just naturally do. She she enchants. Where does she do that from? She enchants ice through her EX buff, and then with her during her FR time, she enchants water.
A bunch of people in chat are saying Goose and Caleb back to back are saying seeing the overhead stay at 4 is killing them. So the overhead at 4 gives you a use of either quick prayer or heavy prayer. Then it uses up the stack, and you can decide who you give it to. So I used the LD, so Kane got quick prayer because he's on the right, and Orin got heavy prayer because he's on the left. So if I want to put heavy prayer on Kane, I can use up my stacks, drop it on him. So now he's got both. Now Kane has both on.
Oh, monstrous!
You okay? You okay there, boss?
Dude, Cade's looking mighty strong right now with those
Kane's
buffs.
about to do some damage, boys. So you don't need to use her LD. You only use her. You waste all her LD uses to charge the gauge.
Yeah, you can if you're trying to just gauge charge and end the fight. Sure, why not?
Okay, let's gauge charge and end the fight. I'll do it again. I don't care.
Holy shit! This guy's crazy.
this is
Somebody
peak.
stop this man.
Stop this guy.
This is peak Lunafreya. Listen, I haven't used her. I'm such a good player. Look, I'm gonna use an AA on one of her free skills because I don't know. I mean, fuck it. We're at 83, so we're gonna actually jump pretty quick. I think on one of Kane's free turns, he can go ahead and FR. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this chain. And so she's broken. She's essentially broken. You just have to make sure you're using her in a professional manner, right?
Yes, I would. She's like probably one of the strongest and most flexible supports we've ever had.
As long as
Or
you
at
use
least
her right,
in the
which is why you guys
FR
are
era.
watching. Which is why you guys are watching us, because I'm going to show you how not to use her, and then you'll say, "Oh my god, she could be so good, but he's using her so wrong," and then you'll know what not to do.
Please try to remember that Raw Life is a professional. Don't try this at home.
Mm-hmm.
Should I Kane burst? Kane's gonna be what's the percentages looking like? I guess on her next turn I'll use her FR, so we'll see what they're looking like.
You'll get at least 40. If you use Tornado, you will get 60 on Oron's turn.
Oron.
Oron Coral.
If I use double jump, he'll land immediately, right? Because he's got so many turns in a row. So we'll just do a couple of Gungnir's and then jump. Good lord, that's a lot of damage.
Ooh!
That's a lot of damage.
God
Woo,
damn.
that's a big boy.
That was excellent.
Look at the damage, y'all. Woo! No FR needed. Just chewing through shit. All right, so now I'll double jump.
I'm out of here.
I'm taking too long in the fight. All right, so now we'll FR, and we'll get to see specifically the percentages are. This is a let's play, so you guys are learning how to use So you got HP damage bonus plus 20 when selects ice attack. So the wordage on these is good that we're talking about this. The wordage on these are confusing me. It's not really actually selects ice attack. It's does brave ice damage. Am I correct?
No, because it doesn't trigger on. They word it that way in cases where it doesn't trigger on off-turn damage.
Okay, but you have to use, but it's still wrong because if you're enchanted and you select, it should say when party member selects attack that does ice damage on own turn. Would that not be much more clear?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think I saw, if I remember right, I saw someone using Charlotta with Sabin, and it seemed to work.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be brave damage.
Don't quote me on that. I think that it does work with like a Charlotta or like an X-Death type situation, but I haven't tested it extensively.
Okay. We got 3 Shinryus to blow up, so we'll
Smack
Okay,
that
Shah
button.
says we're
Smack
correct.
that
So we're
FR button.
good.
So there's ice, then water, same situation, and then grants ally buffs. So someone who grants a buff, nobody. Orin grants buffs on tornado. So that should
On
be fine.
Tornado, yeah.
Okay. Huh? What is it? So it's a nice
One-
little. it's a nice
One thing that
for tailgate.
we should mention about the heavy prayer is that people have been comparing it, including ourselves, to Leo's buff because that's like the most similar thing we have in the game. But Leo's call is specifically on single target attacks, and Luna's heavy prayer does not have that limitation. So if Kayn had heavy prayer in the air right now, he would be doing those extra dumps.
He does have heavy prayer.
I think you smashed through.
Oh, I did smash through him. I had a question that I don't know the answer to. Why did it say cannot use HP attacks? Why can they not use
that's
HP attacks?
on her because you canceled her force time.
Okay. All right, let's just blow these guys up. I'm trying to catch up on chat. Treewood said, "Did we Gungnir through all of the Luna buff?" Yes, we did.
Yes. Yeah, you can see it going on here. It's AoE damage, but the heavy prayer is still going. And it's just similar to Leo. It doesn't scale with force time. It's just based on your max HP. Cap. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that feels so good.
Look at that.
It feels so good. And so all of her buttons are going to give a buff to someone else, right? No, this only does self. So on her turns, you're going to want to give a buff to someone else.
Yeah. Use like heavy prayer.
Wait. Her buttons don't do it.
Heavy prayer or something.
Is it heavy prayer instant turn and wouldn't get the ice and water bonuses?
Yeah, we'll just smash through this
Well,
stuff.
she's enchanting, right?
Goose says only LD does all the conditions. So, all right, that's worth talking about. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, boys, but that's worth mentioning. That kind of sucks. The only button, I'm sorry, the only button in her kit that hits all her own conditions is her LD, and it's instant turn. And so, then she goes 3 times in a row. So if you use it, then you have to use it over and over and over on her own. Xcal doesn't seem to, unless it gives a buff that I'm not aware of. Does EX give a buff that I missed when I was reading it quickly?
I didn't see it in the description unless there was like some scrolling that could have been done that we didn't do.
Yeah, probably.
Indolent Lard in the chat with the layup setting us up. Would you guys recommend building Luna even if she has no FR? I would say. Yeah, Luna's FR is like, again, not a great power point. Like point of power in her kit. It's all coming from her LD, largely. It's a nice bonus to get if you do get it, but it's totally unnecessary if you're planning on using Luna. I think I think even like Iroha FR is better, actually.
Yeah, yes.
So the thing about, I've been thinking a lot about these kind of FRs like Luna's ever since pulling Gabronth, because he's firmly in this camp for me, of like not the primary FR I'll be using if I run him in a team with more than one FR. And if you're going to be using Lunafreya, it's kind of similar to the BT. Like, it is a power spike to have access to that. Sorry, baby Blart. And it is a big damage button you can press during her BT phase. So like, it's strictly better to have the FR than not to. But if you're not sure if you want to use the character, if you know if the character's a favorite, if you're really just looking for like the powerful meta like toolkit, like the thing that is being added to your toolbox here, then the LD is probably all you really need for that. Just with the caveat that you'll be leaving power on the table, just power that you can probably survive without if that's your desire.
Well, she's a weird character in this age of the game. It's a weird situation where she should I use a big ass? No, it's only 342%. It's a weird situation where she is in an era where every character essentially you have to pull them, especially if they're new character. You have to pull all of their weapons. You have to blue them.
Yep.
You have to green their BT. You have to max their FR. No questions asked. She's a weird situation because up to this point, I've used her only once as a LD call, and her LD call is unbelievably powerful. I mean, used in the correct way, her only as an LD call, she's worth pulling the LD just to have her LD call in your pocket. And then even in party, using her without BT or FR isn't isn't horrible. She fills a really great role in a team without any weapons except for her LD. Or, I mean, obviously 15, 20, 35 EX and LD. But correct me if I'm wrong. She doesn't seem to really require anything more than her LD.
No, totally fine with just the LB.
For the people at home, what does the LD call do that makes it so good?
Real quick, I got to shout out Daruko. Daruko is a newer player who's been destroying Shinryus lately, which is phenomenal as a new player. But he's been suffering with Odin Shinryu, as we all did a little bit, and has just beaten it. So shout out Daruko for beating Odin Shinryu.
Hell yeah.
Love that. Good for you. Bl'Art, I'm so sorry. What was your question?
Oh, just for the people at home who don't know, what does her LD call do? Why is it so good?
Mouse, do you want to take that? Or do you want me to?
I don't know. You should do it.
So I used it, and it's essentially like using her LD with her in party. It's based on the caller's position. So if you put the call on the person on the far left, then everybody to the right will get the heavy buff. If you put it on the character on the far right, it could be opposite, whatever. But either way, it's basically like using her LD, but for that party. So for that character's position in the party. So you can use her call as an essentially a Luna LD for that position in the party, and give the buff to anybody. And I mean, that's really strong to give free instant turns to two characters, or to give free instant turns to one character and the heavy buff to another, and the LD caller gets both buffs, right? Yep. So the LD caller gets heavy prayer as well as quick prayer. It's for me, I think a mid-Italian call was probably the most broken call in the game at its point. For me, this call is just it's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's not too often these days that we pull a character just for the call, but I think Lunafreya does warrant that.
Yeah.
If that's the route you're going. If you just want to pick up the LD, get that in your session.
Gunner.
Yeah. What's that?
Rob, I fit him with the gun gunner.
We're about to hit him with a... Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Bart. We're about to hit ulti with a 500% gun mirror.
Yes, I gotta see this.
Some HP dumps. Yo, that's a lot of damage.
Oh my god.
God, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. Holy cow. You love to see it.
It feels good. Wait, what's the HP requirement? I might actually miss.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
No, hold on.
No. You're no. Keep going.
Okay.
We might kill him on accident. If we kill him on accident.
All right.
Oh no, here comes. Oh no, we don't need RN. We need Luna to do a energy heal. Oh no, we're all healed up now.
You're fine. Just smack that tornado.
Anyway, we interrupt you again, Bart. We were talking about Gungnir doing 500%.
That was worth seeing. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
We're gonna miss the HP requirement. I'm about to kill her right here. Oh no, 9%. We're fine. I'll summon.
Hey.
I'll summon so I can heal to meet the HP requirement. But what were you talking about, Bart?
Just that it's been a while since we've had someone who you can really just kind of swoop in, pick up the LD with, tickets, gems, whatever your method is. You don't need to blue the armor, you don't need to green the BT, you don't even need to pull the BT, you don't need to max the FR. Just pick up that LD and move on with your life. And that's a viable strategy. Not the only strategy, but it's been a while since we've had a character where it's just like, I'm just gonna snag their LD and move on with my life. And
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think cost to usage ratio, she's a phenomenal pickup for people who are short on resources, are short on kind of technical calls. Just to be able to go in 75. How much is the LD? Is it still 75?
Yeah.
Go in 75,000 gems, pick up the LD, and you have essentially added a huge role coverage unit to your roster. And this is more based on new players, but overall, I give her a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think if you're not pulling for Luna, what are you doing?
Yeah. You have to pull for, at bare minimum, you got to pull for LD, right?
Yeah, even just the call, that sounds insane. Really useful for setting up force times and enhancing damage on your units.
And
Yes.
we are.
Sinewave, who actually plays JP, unlike the three of us who don't have time to juggle two accounts, does clarify he regretted greening Luna a bit because you really won't need it unless you have niche strats to do. So that's an opinion from a trusted JP source, Sinewave.
Yeah, that's actually important for me because as we sit here, I have her FR blued and her LD obviously, but I don't have her BT, and I was considering for the stream just going ahead and grabbing her BT, but it seems like, especially with a really fleshed out roster like I have, I don't particularly need her BT. I can use her as a LD call all the time and sometimes in party as a LD or FR call. Or
That's what I'm
LD.
doing.
I think this might be a record for for beating a fight for us on stream.
We did it during the duration of the stream.
Yeah, and
That's
we
insane.
And we did it while we were talking about the character. The fight, we did kind of blow it up. It does have some stuff. If you don't, obviously off turn kind of just blew her up. Do you guys have anything to say about this fight? It can give you a little bit of trouble. I'm trying to find her. She will jump turns a lot, right? So at her thresholds, she'll. I don't even know if it's her thresholds. I don't know. I'm sorry. But
It is.
Yeah, she warps the
jumps.
thresholds and she has a recast. I actually really like the design of this fight because they captured Ulti's kit in the game really well. Because she has a recast, which is a react, it's 3 turns in a row. She has Shockwave Pulsar, which is a single target version of her LD attack, basically.
Right.
She has the turn warpies. I'm pretty sure she has some gravity in there. Oh, thanks, Indo.
Endo, we appreciate you, friend.
And her force time is causes them to delete turns when they attack, which would be scarier if you, as you saw here, off turn damage just completely mollywops this fight because you press FR right after they've FR'd and suddenly they're going to delete your turns to Shadow Realm and your counter tanks and your Canes and your Yongs are just going absolutely nuts, kicking them in the face.
Shout out to the chat who's showing me the respect that I deserve. I'm going to ask Darko if he sees that because I have told him time and time again I am known colloquially and literally as the best player in the game. And I think I just showed that with this, really niche, hard to use challenge team that I used and just destroyed it. I think that's a real good point. To prove that I'm the best player in the game. We do have 3 Shinryus tonight.
Oh my god.
We went over Luna pretty much all the way, right? We've covered her. We went over this fight. Do you guys have anything, Mouse and Bl'Art, do you have any closing thoughts on this fight particularly? Basically, off-turn damage is king, right?
I think we covered everything that we wanted to talk about.
I mean, technically, Ulti herself got BT plus here, and Lion got C90.
Yeah, well.
That happened, I guess.
Ulti got BT plus. Ulti almost eclipsed Zidane as best turn deleter with this new, I guess, pass, but still falls short. So Zidane
because
remains.
she does it because she deletes AOE, and you never need that.
Okay.
And online, I think she's kind of a fun unit to use, and her HP dumps are pretty good, but she just doesn't really fit into many force times that aren't general ones, unfortunately.
MFY. A, did you get your magnets? Shout out MFY for winning the magnet challenge last week. Let us know if you got your magnets. And then also with a question, what's the sub goal for Raw to Blue is Lion? The sub goal for that is
Who is what?
10,000 million. Not going to happen. I do have Lion fully built because I'm an idiot. But MF did get their magnet. So congrats, MF. If you guys want to join us 1 year from now, we will be giving away more stuff on our 2nd anniversary. So
More
we might do
magnets.
something before then, but you can
we'll
be
do
sure of it
something.
in a year.
We'll do something fun, coming up soon, I'm sure. But it's okay. So we have 3 fights to go through. We're actually making pretty good time. We went over Yang. We went over Luna. Ultimecia, she's a lot better. If you want to use her, you can. Does anybody have anything specific they really want to point out about Ultimecia?
Just
Nope.
that she's changed in her modality. From she used to be this kind of, I mean, the turn spam, yeah, but budgeting her skills was kind of a big part of how you played her, and now
Right.
she can spam really freely, which is a very different way of playing the character. And I mean, she's an alright turn hogger. She's fine if you like her, but
Yeah.
100%.
Is perfect. I agree. I actually used Ultimecia a lot in her first iteration. Or I guess not first, but in her BT iteration, I really loved her turn delete. I had boss turn anxiety because I was a shitter. And no longer, I'm the best player in the game. But I loved her, and it was weird trying to be afraid of. I was always afraid of running out of skills with her. You really had to time. Her skill usage is great, and now she just kind of just spams. Mouse, what were you gonna say?
Everyone in chat is talking about this fucking JP Quina plus Ultimecia strat. The new
Okay. Do you want to?
the new Yadaroth,
It's
whatever.
Idaroth, dude. It's the way you
The
say Ida plus Mouse. I mean, Lee.
Yeah.
Yadaroth.
The new Yadaroth.
No, wait. I'm sorry.
No, let me.
Is the
In
character
defense of
called
Mouse.
Yada or is the character called Ida?
So
in
everyone's talking
defense of-
about. Go on.
Just in your defense, Bra or Mouse, when people talk about Eroth, all I hear them say is yada yada yada, so I kind of get it.
It's Ida. The character's name is Ida. It's clearly Ida Roth.
No, Hanshu's right. It's Wida.
Wideroth. Do you guys want to talk about that real quick? We don't do JP stuff, but there's apparently some new broken bullshit
Yeah,
strategy.
So Quina just released a JP from the best Final Fantasy game ever. And they have a BT because everyone in JP is getting a BT effect now. Or BT now. And their effect, without getting into the nitty gritty of it, essentially caps your HP damage, as far as I understand it. And they give you some kind of EX recharge. So with Selfie Call and Quina, you can essentially charge Ultimecia's EX fast enough to EX, use your free skills, and then go into EX again, and just like turn hog the whole fight and cap your HP damage and just like win.
If you do that,
Pretty-
you're a shitter. I'm sorry.
Pretty broken.
If you do it for like a video, it's funny. I get it. If you
you
are
do it
like
more
really
than
excited,
once.
if you're really excited to do it because now you can beat, then you're a shitter.
Yeah.
The live stream, I do want to comment on this. I did put in chat why I want to comment on this. I want to make very clear for the live stream. If you're a new player who kind of is struggling at the game, you're not very good. That's amazing. We love you. We want you to come here and learn. We want you to get better at the game, and we will back you. We will fall on our sword for you. We love you. We want you to get better. If you're a shitter who doesn't want to get better and you think that the game needs to change to meet your needs, where's my camera now? You suck. You're a trash, and you're a cancer to the community. New players are bad players who want to get better. Awesome. Good. Let's go. Let's help you get better. TCC is there to help you get better. We're here to help. We're going to help you get better. But you have to want to get better. The Edaroth shit, you do it because you like Edaroth, that's funny. But you do it because you want to avoid mechanics in every fight. You suck ass, and you shouldn't. You should be on a list. I'm sorry.
On a list. Holy shit.
We are a little bit pressed for time. We did the first one pretty good, but let's go ahead and Bl'Art. Yeah, Bl'Art. Unless you have something to say about the Quina thing, I will save mine for 8 months from now when Quina comes out. Obviously, I'm Final Fantasy 9 guy. I am unbelievably excited for Quina. That whole little Quina Edaroth thing is whack as shit. But Bl'Art, before we go into the next fight in Kuja and Iroha, do you want to say anything about Quina /
I'm on the one hand, I want to say like, well, you know what, chase your bliss. You're not hurting anyone. That's kind of the joy of the PvE game that we play. On the other hand, I think there's a difference between doing it because you enjoy it for whatever reason and doing it because it's a crutch and it's the only way you can beat the content and you're like, well, this is the best state of the game. And I think maybe you're at that point you're no longer the target audience in my estimation. Also, as a quick side note, we've been having a little sidebar here, and I was joking about it earlier, but we want to celebrate September. That is not September, the month, which it is also, but it is September. There's a little discount going on subs. And so if we hit 15 subs on stream tonight, and I think we've already hit a few, we will in fact have a watch party of Mean Girls so that Mouse can finally see the seminal classic himself.
You know what we should do? We should do another sub drive where we do a JP stream off Mondays. Ando's
Jesus.
talking in chat. I do have a JP account, so we could do a JP. Someone would have to read it for me because I can't read Japanese, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, September. We'll count all the subs we already got. Thank you guys for the support already, and thank you guys for the support last week. But I am Becca, my future wife. We love her so much on the live stream. She is shouting to me, so let me get with her momentarily, and then we're gonna go into Kuja, the best character in the game.
God.
Aroha and Aroha intertwined will.
Oh boy, cannot wait. Okay, well, in the meantime, while Raw's doing that, let's see. So Mouse, you pull for Aroha?
I did. I haven't used her. I think I used her once.
Oh heck.
Soraya really wants that Mean Girls stream.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, my friend.
Jesus.
Thank you. Yeah, I think she's a pretty solid unit. As far as like her new weapon is her FR. And I think it's great. I think having a generalist FR like this where you can pretty much constantly hit barring like bad team building, you can constantly hit this like 50% is actually pretty good. And really opens up the team possibilities that you can use, especially for, like I mentioned, Lion is a character who's not really hitting any specific FR conditions for anyone, but like having an FR like Iroha sort of opens up the doors for characters like that to shine. And then, yeah, like all the stuff that already made her great, her Brave refund. Her EX is now 4 dumps, I believe, and you just get to use that twice. I don't know. I think she's a great unit.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Having just a lot of the FRs we get are pretty specific, and that's honestly pretty fun because it means you kind of it rewards some good team building. But yeah, no, it's good to have a couple of these generalist FRs in your back pocket. Ursula was supposed to be that. Sorry, I'm receiving some messages there. Okay, that's it.
But,
that's a good thing to clarify. Raw, after I finish this,
Go
you
ahead.
could just
Go ahead.
clarify that.
Go ahead.
Because we definitely misexplained how that worked. Okay, so what was I saying? Right, Ursula was kind of a generalist FR, similar idea. In my experience with Ursula, it was a little awkward because her turn warping would kind of make her end up stealing a lot of the turns where you wanted it to go to someone else. Because Iroha doesn't do that, I like that a lot. She's very kind of well-rounded,
So a couple things I need to touch base on. First off, did Kuja come out with this? Is this when Kuja got his BT? Or the next fight?
Yeah. Next one.
Fuck. Okay. Secondly, I don't think we can stream Mean Girls on Twitch. We'll have to look into that. If you do sub towards the sub goal, we will invite you to a Mean Girls watch party in our private Discord. If it's not available on Twitch, I don't think you can stream a movie straight to Twitch. If we can't, anybody who subs towards this goal, there is a question in chat: how many more subs until Mouse binges Mean Girls? We said 15, and Soraya immediately did 5. So we'll do 10 more, and we will. Anybody who subs will get into the watch party for Mean Girls. Secondly, I guess we already talked about Kuja is in the next. He came from the next fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Aroha. So I love Aroha. I didn't have her. I'm on a kind of a journey. I'm catching all the LDs that I missed, and I missed LD Aroha when she came out. So I've never used her. I got her FR, blued her, everything. I love it. I love how her FR is easy for everyone to hit. I think it's a cool niche. Most FRs for everyone to hit on their turns is a little bit difficult. You got to do some team building. With the Roha, it's a phenomenal. Jesus Christ, Treevoid really likes fucking Mean Girls. Okay, shout out Treevoid, by far the biggest supporter of this channel in our young career. We will be watching Mean Girls. If we can do it on Twitch, we'll do it on Twitch. We'll Google the rules. If not, Treevoid, Soraya, anybody else who subs for the show, you can join us on Discord for a Mean Girls movie stream. Back to Roha. It's awesome. I think it's really cool to be able to pretty much not have to team build around the FR you're using. Let me get Kuja's turn out of the way so we can get to Roha, so we can look at her force requirements. Her kit, by the way, just her kit alone is cool as hell. Her EX, when you use it, it doesn't go away. You use her EX, it upgrades to a better EX, and the EX gauge remains the same. I think that's cool as hell. Her S2 upgrades from using her S1. So essentially, the whole fight, you can use the S1 once to have the upgraded S2, but really you're kind of spamming the EX into the better EX. S1 if you need to upgrade the S2, and then upgraded S2. I really enjoy her kit, and real quick, I've been talking for a long time, so let's get everyone else in on this. But let's look at these FR effects. She fits everywhere. HP damage bonus plus 30. Sorry, Bart, let me read this real quick. We'll go to you. When individual HP at least 100% of max on party members' old turn. So every character, if you have 100% HP, it's plus 30. HP damage bonus plus 20 when individual brave at least 20% of max on party's own turn. Her own buff handles that, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, assuming that that party member doesn't get broken.
Right.
Like they take a turn, then they get broken and don't get
Well,
battery before the turn.
They can't get broken on their own turn. It's when their turn ends. Right?
Well, then at the start of the... Oh, is it? Wait, is it? I guess it would be at the end, isn't it? Because that's just how it works.
It's
Dang, that's easy.
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, I'll check again in chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like...
it's on her turn end. Yeah, it's the 20.
It's on your turn, so it's phenomenal. Bart, you were gonna say something, and I talked for 10 minutes. So, what were you gonna mention?
Oh, just that in my experience with using her, the max HP, if she's your only healer on the team, you may occasionally run into cases where someone takes an HP attack and then, can't take it. But other than that, it's very, very easy to hit the conditions. Her personal damage doesn't feel that high to me, I will say, but she's so well-rounded and versatile that you should be able to account for that with your team building without too much trouble.
Yeah, she's averaging, including her S1, she's averaging 4 HP jumps every turn, something like that. I think her EX or her LD does 5, but everything else does 3 to 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters that are really powerful coming out that kind of need a lot of team building around them to get the most out of them. For me, I've been using her. I used her here in this actual fight. I love her. You don't have to build around her at all. She's kind of a plug and play, as we say in fantasy football. She's a plug and play. She fits everywhere. She has great auras. I don't have the numbers in front of me. If somebody in chat or somebody else wants to look it up, her auras are phenomenal. She's keeping her overhead buff is doing the Iroha effect. Characters have their own effect named after them, but I really, really enjoy her. It may have something to do with the fact that I have a 5/5 sphere on hand. Go ahead, Mark.
To get ahead of it, her auras are serviceable. They're not great. They're actually on the lower end of support, but they're good.
Okay.
For a well-rounded character, they're what a well-rounded character's aura should be. It's 30 brave, 20 HP plus her retain, and a piddly amount of attack.
All right, let me.
So it's
okay,
serviceable.
hold on. Let me. I could just take the L and just move on, but would that be in my character? No, it wouldn't. So relatively good auras. add on top of that her brave retain. Okay.
Yeah,
Then
no,
you,
I'm not saying she's a bad character.
Then you add on top of that her own damage.
Roja sucks.
Oh, no.
Okay, no, I see what they're saying. The auras are not, especially with current level supports coming out. Her auras are not.
Yeah.
They're not on that level. So I will take that out. They're not.
I'm just
not
trying to avoid
phenomenal.
another root has great auras kind of fiasco, you know?
Or Reno? You're trying to avoid a Reno gate?
No, the other Turk. They don't all.
Okay. I drink all my
Treevoid-
beers.
Treevoid in chat. I've heard I should skip Iroha until her BT. What are the hosts' thought on this idea? Iroha has a BT.
Who was the
Iroha's
question?
BT. I was certain that Iroha's BT would be at least okay, but it looks like
Pretty bad.
pretty bad.
Yeah, don't do
you,
that.
for those of you who don't know, the short version are the gimmicks of Iroha's BT are she does kind of the Leo thing as we've been talking. It gives a flat amount of bonus HP damage based on your HP cap. The amount of that damage and also the rest of the auras are increased every time she takes an action, and she needs 5 actions to max out the aura, and the BT lasts for 7 turns. So you will have 3 turns of her BT aura in which she's acting at max capacity. She's also not especially fast. So we'll talk about it when we get there, of course, but it doesn't look outstanding from a BT perspective.
If you want to get on the Iroha train with Raw Life, now's the time. Is what
Yeah.
he's saying.
Yes,
This
precisely.
is the best. This is the best Iroha iteration. Okay, you want to get on this train? Her banner's still up. Ride with me because I'm on this train. I'm on this Kuja train. These are good, fun characters. Right now, as you saw in the last fight, maybe if we have time at the end, we'll kind of do a discussion thing. With off-turn damage, especially 2 sources, all these fights fall over. I mean, they genuinely, you can pretty much destroy them. Maybe just for this, I don't play JP, so I don't know what's coming up. But off-turn damage right now is just so unbelievably powerful. So I'm kind of looking for fun things. Could you bring Auron every fight? Auron and Kane, yeah, and probably destroy it. But shout out the Treevoid Amen Challenge. Join TCC if you haven't. If you are having not as much fun doing these fights, TCC. I can't get it. Somebody posted it. I don't know how to make it come up. Yeah, it's not working. But join TCC. Amen and Treewood have made a fun challenge, kind of like Dare to Defy. I lost my train of thought. I'm just kind of blabbering.
This fight sucks, and we hate it. Can we get through it real quick so we can move on to the next more interesting fight?
I may have unfortunately not brought the perfect team for just destroying this fight, so I'll have to.
Right.
You guys will have to carry the conversation while I kind of blow it up as
Okay,
best
well,
I can.
Well, the only real interesting thing about this fight, if I remember right, is that during the Force time, Cloud of Darkness will hit with a big counterattack, and I think that's actually a pretty nifty way to do a Force time, because so far, as far as the different Force times we've seen, I think, we've seen like the boss can't be hurt during the Force time, you have to wait it out or something, or the boss gets real dangerous during the Force time, you have to find a way to survive their attacks. Or the boss heals a lot during the Force time. This is, I want to say this is the first time that the boss straight up has like a, if you hit me, I counterattack you during the Force time, where like, sure, you can mitigate it. I find a way to deal with that. But if you don't, it's going to mess you up. Unless you cancel it. And like, I don't know, just the design of, it's like, okay, well, how is this boss's Force time threatening? Oh, they counterattack is really nifty to me, especially since it's Cloud of Darkness, who already does counterattack as part of their, again, I like when the thematic kind of kit feeling translates over to the boss fight.
Yeah, and that's worth mentioning, especially because I'm about to hit it. This Force time is like really impressive. I used Oroha. I think the only other character who hits this is to cancel their Force time is Braska, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So it's a really impressive Force time. It sucks. She will counter, like heavily counter HP attack anytime you attack her. So I only have done this fight in the vein of instantly canceling her Force time when she gets it, because it's really, really strong. Even if you bring mitigation, like you said, she does a lot of damage on her counter. I don't know what the specifics are, but it's a heavy HP attack counter, right?
Yeah. On a kind of a side note, I like when we have fights like this when we fight units that we have access to, or even like mannequins. I think are pretty fun in like high level difficulty fights. So like this fight, the last fight, and then kind of to a lesser extent with Irvine, mannequin next fight. I think it's cool when the devs translate stuff that we have access to into like a formidable boss to overcome. I think that's always fun, and I think they should do more of that actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool when you're fighting characters or bosses from the game. I like when you're fighting the bosses from the game. It seems like all the story chapters are kind of doing that. Blar, what were you gonna say?
Yeah. Oh, I was actually about to say, and a lot of the story chapters have been doing these boss fights, and it's been really cool. Like just seeing how they translate it, and ideally, with some kind of flavorful connection to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool, and the story. We didn't really get into the story of the last one, but the story it's cool to see like how the little the characters. It's a fan service game, so seeing the fan service build up to these big boss fights where you fight the actual bosses from the games, and they kind of pay homage to the original games. It's fun, and in a fan service game, I love that. I love that they're attempting to give us fan service.
Yeah, lean into it a little bit.
Yeah. On that note, I think there are a couple of boss fights they need to revisit, because I remember, for instance, the Kefka and X-Death versions of these like story chapter boss fights. It was just you just fought the normal one as opposed to like the sweet final boss versions of them. And so I'm hoping that they have some revisits planned for a couple of those bosses where they didn't get the full like like the big monster emperor or the Griever Ultimecia kind of feeling.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm actually really upset, so I'm just going to try to focus. I'm not going to say why I'm upset, but I'm going to try to focus on the fight. I can't believe that just happened, but and chat didn't help me out. But
Why is it no one has your back here?
I mean, it's literally like they want to see me fail. And that's the sad thing. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get on my soapbox. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I mean, come on. It's like they want to see me fail. So the fight, otherwise, one of the strategies for this fight is to kind of really burn down COD. We mentioned her force time is like really, really strong, and the way she counters is really, really tough. But one of the strategies is to blow her up, because she's the dangerous piece to this fight, right? Does anybody want to kind of talk about how the Ahriman, is it called an Ahriman or an Evil Eye or whatever? It's really not a problem. It's the
the only thing about that dude, which is kind of interesting, is it carries over the effect from the Kane BT debut, where like they execute you. Well, if you go below a certain amount of health, except in this case, instead of execute, it's just paralyze. But I appreciate, once again, them kind of carrying that thematic over into this fight. And so it's not just like a random body there. It actually has a mechanic that calls back to a...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Happened. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
I forgot that COD has a chance to do that.
Oh my god. That was my moment to start going on my Kuja rant. That attack was gonna do like 10 million damage, and I was gonna be like, Kuja, what's up? Everybody's talking shit about Kuja, and then I fucked it up. Okay.
That was it. Kuja guy. That was Kuja guy right there.
So sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody. Kuja was blinded. Wow, it's a huge bummer. That's a huge actual bummer.
One thing with this fight that I think is kind of cool, Blart kind of already mentioned. It's nice that the extra enemy isn't just like a warm body to fill the slot, but this guy has his own force time and force attack. If COD isn't around, I don't know if this is true necessarily, but I don't think he will ever use his if COD is around. But if COD dies, then he will like jump in with his own. And like it's way less formidable, of course, but I still think it's cool when they again, like Blart said, it's a lot of the time these are just like they will do one or two things, and kind of like the Coral in the last fight, like he does one or two things, but like pretty harmless if the main boss isn't there. But like this guy at least puts up a fight, tries, and has some extra mechanics if the first one isn't around, if COD isn't around.
Yeah, it's not a bad fight. The whole cycle so far, I would say, has been kind of sneaky tough. You bring, like we mentioned, incredible off-turn damage. All three of the fights in this cycle so far kind of fall over, but it asks questions. All three fights ask questions, and if you're not prepared for the questions, you can't answer them. You're going to be in trouble. And this fight's no different.
Agree. I think the next fight's a bit more, got a bit more meat to it, though.
The next fight is rough. I mean, the next fight is genuinely, mostly because of the massive amount of HP that it has, but the next fight is really, really genuinely rough.
Which is actually why I was thinking we might jump out of this fight, move on to that one so that we could set up the poll for that fight as you attempt to take out Reaver.
Yeah, you guys know what's going to happen here. We're gonna do another force time to cancel their force time, and any closing thoughts on this fight? It can be dangerous. Any closing thoughts?
I think it's probably maybe the weakest fight of the cycle, but that doesn't mean it's like bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's a pretty good fight, but
yeah, the really dangerous force time counters.
It's cool.
Yeah, it kind of bumps it up for me. I think it probably is the weakest of the three, but the really dangerous force time, and only having two active answers to it, Braska and Iroha, I think that makes it pretty interesting.
I'll say if this is the weakest of the fights that we've seen, I'm feeling good about the current era, just because, like as we said, questions are being asked. Even if you're able to kind of blow through the fight with optimal power, there is at least a modicum of thinking and threat that goes into the fight, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
As you could see from that team was going to kind of walk it, but and that's why we got to kind of move on to the next one. But the next fight was the second half of the story chapter.
Mm-hmm.
There was unbelievable amounts of trash nodes. You jump up these stairs, then they take you to this little kind of. I want to shout this out real quick. This little part of the map here. This is where the Ultimatia's or Adia's adoption. What was it? What is that?
Orphanage.
Oh God, that's it. That's such an easy word. The orphanage was. I mean, that's kind of like a callback to that, and it just gave like a. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool how they did that. This looks just like the Final Fantasy VIII fans in chat. This is, what I'm talking about. This is the the layout for where Ultimatia's Aradia's orphanage is. A lot of bullshit. The story chapter was awesome. Final Fantasy 15 and 8 kind of joined forces. It's a Lunafreya's chapter, so she gets all her memories back, etc., etc. You guys have any comments about the story chapter before we get into the fight? Because that'll be our grand finale of the night. We essentially beat 2 Shinryus, no problem. I'm going to take 2 Ws there. I'm sorry. I'm going to take 2 Ws. Any thoughts about the... I'm going to have to step away for a moment, but if you guys want to talk about the story chapter and get us ready for the Shinryu.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a decent story chapter. I didn't get bored and stopped clicking through the cutscenes as I've done in some of the other ones, so that was good.
Oh, I skipped through it. Is it worth going back to?
Are you a big Final Fantasy VIII fan?
I like Final Fantasy. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good fun if you're a Final Fantasy VIII fan. Are you a friend of Soraya the Ranger?
Yeah, I am.
You should probably click the cutscenes then.
Yeah. You're right.
Or for 15 more subs, we'll make watch through the cutscenes in the story chapter. No, that is absurd. We're not going to do that.
No,
unless
for 15 subs, we will do a Defo story watch party.
Oh, now we're talking. Can we get Bamboozled to voice over the characters?
Oh, yo, that's a great idea. That's got me excited. Everyone's sub. I want it. Sub for me.
Anyway, but yeah, no, I thought it was an okay story chapter. So they got some good cipher interaction there. Laguna Kuja, I think, is always a good time. There's certain characters who I think they really enjoy writing versus certain characters where it feels like they're just kind of phoning it in and writing them because the character exists, so they have to feature them sometimes.
Yeah.
And Laguna and Kuja definitely, both of them feel like characters where the writers really enjoy getting to use them. I also, oh, you keep going.
No, go ahead.
I also always really enjoy when Squall's in a chapter because I will never get tired of him having an internal monologue that, like, usually can be summed up as he doesn't trust anyone around him.
Yeah, I like him like being judgmental to all the characters in the cast. Is pretty fun.
I remember back before I really knew a whole lot about Final Fantasy, I made a passing reference to Squall to my wife who had played it and was like, "Oh yeah, Squall, he's like I don't know, isn't he supposed to be like a loner, like a bad character, a dick or something?" And she's like, "Oh no, he's great because he thinks he's a great character because he thinks all the things I think about when I'm playing these games and think about all these characters."
Right? Yeah, he's the eye of the viewer.
Yeah, in a way that I think a lot of protagonists don't really do. But this is, anyway, it's story chapter, whatever. The fight was also pretty fun. Although I will say, while Raw's not here, it is kind of interesting to have Kuja of all characters featured in this fight, given the way it works out. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe go continue your thought there.
Basically, so Kuja's whole deal is he has a crap ton of full AoE damage that he does. And this fight, this fight is AoE, but with an imbalanced HP distribution,
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're definitely gonna want to focus your damage on the
and he doesn't focus, he spreads it, which is fine, but it's just kind of an interesting choice to be like, oh yes, this is the fight for the guy who does AoE damage. Obviously he's not the featured character for the fight, but it's just interesting that he's one of them.
Yeah.
Endo. Gifted sub.
I even think Sabine.
Sabine.
Sabich is like kind of a weird character to showcase on this fight too, but that might be more because he sucks.
I didn't pull Sabin, so I can't really do a Sabin.
I think is this going to be like the fifth FR character in a row that we all collectively agree, this character just sucks?
No, it was great.
No, we talked about it. We decided that she sucks. It was because it's because she only has 40% attack aura. That invalidates the rest of it.
This is the show for haters. Haters are on this show.
You guys are literally infuriating me right now. I'm gonna move on. So I don't know what I missed, but we're gonna do the challenge for the challenge points, right? Or the channel points here. You guys think I'm gonna beat this or not? Hate to break it to you, 100%. I'm gonna blow it out of the water. But this is the hardest fight of the I can't find the other character I want to use. Where is he? This is the hardest fight of the cycle, right? There's a lot going on.
This was an involved fight in a good way. I didn't find this to be like punitive or anything. Although I will say, I actually personally I was thrown off by it because I had some trouble coming up with varied teams to get through it. It turns out there was a fairly small number of teams that characters that I could pull from to get through the fight, which was surprising.
I ended up getting tripped up on it a bit too. I actually didn't finish it until kind of late last night. But I think it's a good fight overall. I think it's got enough things to worry about that you kind of have to be on your toes for the whole fight. Even in non-force time. And I think it does end up leading to like a wide variety of teams being used. And it doesn't really feel like any of them are like particularly stronger than the other. Like I think off-turn works really well here because of the turn deletes, but it seems like a lot of people were doing fine with on-turn focus comps as well. So it seemed cool. I like this fight a lot.
I see a lot of points being used right now, so I'm actually going to focus real hard. I'm going to beat this fight now. I'm going to show off a incredibly powerful strat that no one else could come up with, but I came up with. Trying to
doing it.
This is a beefy fight. It's a beefy
It
fight.
got a lot of HP, and it actually only has 80 turn limit, right?
Yeah, you do have to bring some like good damage dealers. You can't fuck around too much on this one.
What is the?
And then
Go ahead.
they do have two thresholds where you have to delay them once in its early on in its first phase, and then again kind of late in its second phase. Kind of an interesting like little nibble on the fight, like
Kind of similar to the lizards, the cod FR fight.
Yeah, the
Except-
crayfish.
Yeah, a crayfish. That was it. Yeah. Something I enjoyed doing on this fight was I brought Brothers Summon so that late in the fight I can just, no matter whose turn it was, just pop the summon and boom, it pushes them back.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I did. For me, I did an off-turn team with Reno, Machina, and Orange, which seemed like it was a pretty popular team comp.
I didn't think Raw was listening. He stole my idea. TM.
Trademark it quick.
I kind of think I need the extra attack though, because I don't know. I didn't really struggle when I did it the first time with.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I mean, keep in mind that you have a main party delay with COD if you're smart.
And I also have a call on Warrior of Light. I think I want to stick with Ifrit just because. Yeah, we'll stick with Ifrit because I don't know if that attack is gonna. Because everyone was hitting, Brave Cap on all their hits and the attack. That 30% attack matters. What's the problem? What's the problem? All right, wait. I'm gonna pull rank here. I get to. Oh wait, that's the chaos. So it really doesn't matter. I was gonna say I get to change my ultimate weapons, but actually I don't have to pull rank and get a restart because that wasn't even the Shinryu. But I do have to put on my ultimate weapons real quick.
Xcal mentioned in chat that you can skip the delay thresholds, like if you're in summon or in burst. So there's ways around it, but
when you say skip, that would only work for the second one, right? Or I guess you could. If you force them to transform from the first one, I guess would that do it? If you can somehow get them from like 80 to 30 in one burst phase.
I guess so. That would do it. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't actually know. Or would Griever keep that aura thing when it transforms?
No, because it's a different unit at that point.
That's kind of cool. Now I'm kind of wishing I tried something like that with Charlotta.
Do we talk about Sabine or no?
Oh god, that guy. Okay, so Black Cloud's in the chat. I know he's there. It's Black Nero on YouTube, and he is a noted Sabin stand, having due to his long-standing affiliation with one Inkwelder of formerly the Tonberry Troop. But and I want to like Sabin. He was fun to play with his LD release. Oh, cool! Actually, confirming that the thing about the skipping the threshold. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, Sabin FR. I think there's a reason it didn't bring Inkwelder back. Sorry, Honshu, in the chat. It's in theory, it is capable of being a non-conditional 60% a turn, which is actually better than the Iroha. And we were just talking about how good non-conditional FRs are, because these conditions are very, very simple to hit. They're not necessarily easy to hit.
Yeah.
Because the conditions are you hit wind and you hit holy. And Sabin, obviously, he brings both with all of his attacks. Most characters don't bring both of those elements. They bring one or the other. And most enchanters are natively only one element. For instance, if you bring Fujin to handle wind, her entire kit is wind damage, and so she's not doing holy on her turns. Kuja actually is an interesting example of working around that, because Ultima and his EX are both non-elemental, so you can actually enchant them with wind, and he'd hit it while also enchanting your ally with holy. Vaughn, weirdly enough, hits both with his skill too, so that's kind of neat.
That's cool.
There are two you're giving up two big opportunity costs, though, by doing this. One is that, for the most part, you actually have to kind of get really weird with team building, either doing this with the Kuja stuff or like for instance using 2 calls, like you can use Ash and Fujin calls to hit it. So that's kind of hampering your call utility just to hit the FR condition when it could be like HP damage up, Cyan call, something goofy. The second thing is you have to actually use Sabin in the party. And that, sadly, in this iteration is a little bit unfortunate, I will say.
Real quick, Excalibur is mentioning what you guys mentioned, skipping thresholds. Excal has a video actually showing skipping both turn warps, and he posts the link in chat. So check that out if you're interested in that strat. Mouse, were you about to say something?
I was just gonna go on and say like I haven't used Sabin in party yet, so if Blar has more interesting things to say, then please.
Did
continue.
you guys pull for Sabin FR?
I pulled for Kuja LD.
Clever. Blart,
I
did
did
you
not
get?
pull for. I did not because I'm trying to be a bit more judicious with my FR resources at the moment.
That's a good one. Skip.
I feel like I'm not really missing out on anything with Sabin FR. I think having these hyper specific FR conditions that are not easy to or require more resource, like more of your party's resources, like calls to hit. I don't know how keen I am on them not being such a huge reward to get it out of, because it's 60% if you hit both, right? It's 30 for wind and 30 for holy.
Yeah.
Yes. You kind of want to be hitting both, otherwise it's not really worth it.
Right. So like to me, why use 2 call slots and probably to set up a Sabin force time, and I could just use Iroha, get 50 every turn, and like obviously it's a bit more complicated than that. Like Sabin brings different stuff to the table, but just like as a general.
That's kind of the thing is because like you look at Lunafreya FR, which Raw used earlier to great success, and that, as we mentioned, isn't yes, she enchants the ice and she enchants ice and wind, but she also like the buff thing. If you really want to maximize her, you have to have a modicum of team building there. The more important thing though is that even if you're using a slightly more complicated FR, she's still bringing a ton to the table as a unit, like as a regular unit. Like with Cloud of Darkness, if you have to design a very delay-based comp, it's still bringing a ton of damage and delay and stuff. Sabin, one thing, the FR, the force time actually enchants your party with defense ignore, similar to Lock LD, which is cool in theory, although I think at this time, because of ultimate weapons and the way force time, the power the force time gives, and basically the play power we have at the moment, I don't think defense ignore is as useful as it could be. I think there can be fights, like I'm certain the core fight is going to be high defense to sell his rainbow damage or things like that, but it's not like at the start of Lithuania Plus, or at the start of a major era change where they spike the stats. I think we're not going to be seeing that as being as valuable. And for his kit itself, it's like, okay, he does some okay on-turn damage, no real party support, and some delays. And I don't know if that quite sells it for me. I think he gets the job done, but like you're saying, I'm not sure if he's worth the opportunity cost compared to like the utility of a Lunafreya or the flexibility of an Aroha.
Yeah. And then Cross mentioned in chat, and then Sinewave answered pretty competently, and like what I was going to say. Cross says, if you don't like sub and FR, you aren't going to like Cross FR. And then Sinewave goes on to say that the reward for that is much higher. And the non-conditional is 40%. So you're getting more percent overall, and Cross like shits out damage like nobody's business. So I'm not sure if whatever, dude. I'm not sure if the comparison, like I understand like setting Roth. I'm not sure if setting up the I see the point of comparison, but like I don't think it's setting up Sab, and that's the problem. It's the fact that like the reward that you get for it is not worth doing, whereas with Enna it is.
And the character that you're bringing to the field is like pumping out a crap ton of damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah. That said, he's not he's not a trash character. I think he's not a character I'd recommend, but I wouldn't say he's like garbage time or anything like that.
Yo, for sure. Like you can definitely get use out of him if you love Sabin. But it's just like not a character I care about, and I don't think what he's bringing to the table is like something I'm particularly interested in.
I have a question. If you guys are done with Sabin, by the way, that's how you say his name, Sabin. Why is Kuja's this? I literally have done this team already, and I don't know the answer, so I'm going to ask. Why is Kuja's split HP attacks doing less damage to the target than it is to the splash? The splash is doing more damage. Why? Watch this. Just watch. Is there like a constant HP damage down on the main boss?
I was noticing that and I wasn't sure.
It's like almost like backwards. It's backwards splash damage from
reverse. It's a reverse splash.
Why does he do that? Why does it do that?
I was noticing that.
VC in chat and Sinewave in chat both said reverse splash, and that's not. Why is that? Why do they do that? If you guys are done with Sabin, we got to talk about the fight a little bit because this fight is very involved. They're about to hit their force time. This boss is at 82, but Griever actually down here completely heals itself. Right? It goes into a second phase.
Yeah, it literally changes to a different unit. So it'll go from like an A unit to C or whatever.
It's very scary.
Right.
And then she starts like jiggling and shit.
So this first threshold that I'm about to cross, what does it do?
This threshold is one of the thresholds where you need to delay at. They will take 0 damage from any sources until you delay the entire enemy team. So it can't just be a single target delay. You have to delay Irvine as well.
And until you do an AoE delay, they take 0, right?
0. Yeah, Alti will take 0 damage. Irvine will still take damage.
Yeah. Trying to catch
and yeah, and then their force time is really cool. Kind of going on with the theme of using Ultimisha, similar to how we use her is during her force time. She will delete your party's turns. So I believe she alternates. She either alternates or does like single target to an all attack. So you could, excuse me. So obviously you can take advantage of that with off-turn comps. Like I said, I used Reno, Orin, Machina here, so I was waiting for them to use their force time before I activated mine. Get some big number bonuses. Otherwise, it's pretty much just like you have to survive. Obviously, Ra is bringing wall here, but I'm sure there's other ways you could probably overheal, stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually I found a surprisingly successful team comp that I ran here. Ended up being Charlotta, Paladin, Cecil, and Yang. And I was really kind of stunned by how well it worked just because Paladin Cecil's defensive profile and it ended up being exactly what I needed.
That Paladin Cecil green-blue really helping you out, huh?
I think I'm more surprised than anyone about that.
Oh, and then Yang with no party breaks too.
But that's the good part. Because Pestle doesn't battery himself on most of what he does. I was thinking, well, this is going to mess me up. And then Young was like, I got this.
Yeah, that was something I struggled with actually with this fight was Alti would break Reno oftentimes and then like have Brave for her next attack. So I got my Oron down to some low HP numbers a couple times. Just because Reno sucked.
Yeah, Reno does suck. Actually, yeah, there are a couple of scary parts in this fight. Like the something that was subtle and kind of snuck up on me is that during the second phase, once you push it below 80%, it queues up a big meteor AoE attack that can be really scary, especially if, as I did in one of my runs, you accidentally let it stack up alongside when their force time goes off. That doesn't go well for you if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Because usually it's their AoE attacks are just brave damage, and so I wasn't prepared for that.
You need AoE delay.
I used AoE delay.
The FR AoE delays? Oh, shit.
Yes, check the tape. That's wrong. That is a. I've done this team. Where is it?
Delays all targets
There
by
it
one
is.
turn. Game's broken.
Yo, hold on, Squex. I did this team already, and you're making me look a fool on my TV show. Someone check the tape. What happened?
Raw, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Did you FR after they used their FR?
Yes.
Did you FR before they went to 80%?
Oh.
Well,
Check the tapes.
All right, don't check the tapes. That makes sense. I thought that he was at 80.
Nobody look
It's
at the
not-
tape.
No, it's actually 79, which is the problem. I realize now what I've done, and I've completely scuffed this run. Because you know what really sucks? This team works great, but here's the thing. COD only actually has 2 AoE delays in her kit. This happened on the last time I did this team, and I went to summon with 10 stacks of darkness. And her AoE delays are her FR and her unupgraded skill 2. So when you enter summon with 10 stacks, you have to use the skill 2 twice to empty those stacks. Luckily, we got 2 turns in a row here, so I'm going to skill 2 here to get my base skill 2 back. And then I'll be able to do that, but that's my fault. I thought Squex was after me, but wide angle will do it. We're good now. Oopsies.
best player in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oopsies. Here's the thing, though. I think we're still good because on my first run of this fight, I did that, like I said, going into Ifrit summon. I was like, all right, I'm going to blow him up. Went into it with 10 stacks of darkness. Could not, for the life of me, damage this fucking Griever because I couldn't get AoE delay. I brought no AoE calls and I couldn't do it. So the whole fourth time I was just destroying what's his name, Irvine. But we should be all right, right?
We're fine. We're all set.
Yeah, we're all good here.
We'll figure it out. Also, I want you guys to know COD FR kind of overrated, overlooked by a lot of people in the community. We're getting big numbers here. We're at 372 with 6 turns left. That's all I'm saying. Just pay attention.
No, I honestly, I think I agree with you. I didn't think it would be as good as it is, but because delaying feels like a niche thing, but the off-turn damage from the magic attacks plus the delay, it adds up. It's not bad.
Right, and
Sometimes
also
it brings up damage.
when they're in their force time, they delay your turns, right? Delete all your turns, but then COD comes back because of her LD buff and jumps to the front, and then her counter also off turn adds to it. So this is a great fight for COD. If you're a COD denier, go ahead and use her in this fight and let me know. Speaking of deniers, Kuja, check this damage out. Hold on.
Oh my god.
He keeps going.
Oh
He's
my
not
God.
done.
Oh my god, it keeps happening.
Boom. Boom. Any fucking questions? Kuja guy. That's
Holy
why.
shit.
That's why. That's big damage, baby. You guys in this community, you defend a lot of shitters, and you kind of go after some other people. You've gone after Kuja, and I want to take a stand. Kuja's good. If you want to use Kuja, he is fine. He is workable. Especially in multi-target fights, he does damage. Okay,
Workable.
And so I don't want to argue with people. You guys know that I'm a very calm guy. I don't like to get into dramatics, but I've got to tell you, if you don't like Kuja and you're one of the Kuja deniers, you're fucking wrong. He's phenomenal, especially in synergy.
Nothing
as-
says
as
great
a-
unit like workable.
Oh man, as a fellow Kuja enjoyer, I will just say the one counterpoint, or the one point against Kuja I think that can be experienced is that he doesn't really synergize with any existing FRs at the moment.
Saban.
He
Wrong. Didn't make it long, buddy. Didn't make it long.
I suppose I walked into that one. So yes, if you do want to bring Saban and Kuja, you could make that work. I'm sure the third member of that team would be very fun.
And I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna let you finish like Kanye, but I also have to attack another fucking clown in chat. Treeboyd has come up and said, "Oh, down to 2 Ultimas." Oh my God, we're barely through the start of the fight, and we only have 2 Ultimas left. What are we gonna do? Guess what? AA, LD, all of them refill Ultima uses. Boom, another point for Kuja. We're at 2-0 right now, so Blart, if you want to keep going, carefully, but if you want to keep going, Saban and skill refuses.
Yeah, so okay, so yeah, he does work with Saban. I'll take that L. If you want to bring Saban, Ron, I'm looking forward to your Saban saga. So if you want to just show me up on that, but yeah, besides that, he's a solid usable unit, I think. Or not usable, a reliable unit, I think. Is that his damage for an enchanting kind of supporter's character is pretty decent. His auras aren't great, but that's not really why he's here. He's in that weird space of damage dealing enchanter. But I don't know. I think people are overlooking the fact that Ultima is effectively 8 HP attacks because of how 100% AoE works.
Right.
Same with his EX, and that adds up. So with full investment, and he has the good HP / max brave capped split armor. With a 5 out of 5 Ultima blue armor Kuja, he could be actually he's consistently putting million damage Ultimas out there, and that's not the worst. And as you know, not the worst is the highest praise I'm willing to give a unit in this game.
Treeboyd chat pointing out after 1 FR, we've already got the main boss to 44%. What could go wrong? We're 60.
This one's almost done.
Yeah, we're 56% way dead. The boss is 56% of the way dead, right? I mean, phenomenal. What could go wrong?
We are on the way.
Damn, Cross doesn't like the jazz remix.
It is a weird remix of Final Fantasy VIII's. Oh wait, we actually are in a little bit of trouble with our Ultima uses.
Yeah, the OG is
1. So we're now at 3. Have 1 more AA. That'll be 4. 2 traffic. Oh, we got 6 left. Oof.
Where's your burst effects aren't it?
Yeah, I was trying to wait until it So here's the way I did it the last time. I waited until it re-healed itself, and then I did a huge burst. I did both burst effects and a force time at the same time while it was deleting. I'll show you guys. We got to get there quickly. Essentially what I did was I pulled up both burst effects and COD burst phase during an FR while they have their FR up. So then her burst phase goes off. She does crazy damage. And then when they delete your turns, she comes back, keeps building her force gauge. This is going to be close. Turn limit is 80. But what is the bet looking like? What do we have on the bet?
I'm going to lose all my channel points.
Yeah, we're gonna be close to 80 turns. We'll definitely beat it. I don't know if we'll make 80 or not.
I gotta say, it is down to the it is a very even race there.
Is it? What are we looking at?
Yeah,
we have looks like 12,700 points in favor of you, and 13,000 exactly against you.
So most people against me. What's new?
No, that is not accurate.
13,000 versus 12,000.
Yeah.
To be fair, I am 1,200 of that 13.
It's yeah. It's Treeboyd. It's just Treeboyd. He is out to get you.
Treeboyd, you ignorant slut.
The rich keep getting richer.
Talk about the fight a little bit more. There's a big chunk here that you have to get through. When you get here to this last threshold, doesn't do anything except for re-heal itself, right? And change. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's all it does, yeah.
Nothing else is going to happen at this threshold.
Yeah, that's correct. The only thing that will happen is the boss will heal. It'll completely change, and it'll do a bunch of different stuff after. But that's it. Nothing else.
Help the people in chat who don't know. What does it do?
So it changes into I don't even know. It's like the same bot. It's still the Griever boss, but she's like wiggling around and shit. And does different attacks. So instead of this holy attack, she won't do that anymore. In her second phase, she will start to use this rend attack, which is a physical, pretty similar actually, brave into HP attack. And I think that's the only change as far as the attacks go. Quake, I think stuff does a bit more brave damage, but
Yeah, but Quake stays Quake otherwise.
yeah.
And I think Tornado sticks around too. It replaces Holy with Rend.
Yes, that's correct.
You know, I gotta say, a low-key sleeper hit for me here was Galuf, because for a couple of reasons actually. But one thing is because, like, I know, he's generally the less popular tank these days than Ornn because he just does less damage on his counters for the most part. But because of the way this fight works, where the boss that's taking more turns because of all the warping and turn stacking also is the one with more health, having like that kind of proportion ends up his counters end up working really well there. Plus he's able to double dip on force times for off-turn damage FRs like Kryl or whatever. I actually ran Galuf Kryl here and it went really well. So, and on top of that, once Griever transforms, the attack Ren becomes physical and he starts getting double counter action.
We really got to push this guy so I can do I really want to do my FR, my second FR with COD during her burst phase while they're also deleting our turns. It kind of creates like a weird. Here's an example of it. COD is great here. I already mentioned that, but COD essentially will jump. They'll delete your whole team completely gone, but then COD will jump forward every time they attack. I'm in a bit of a bind here. Does he do the threshold where when he changes to a second boss? Does it do where you have to do the delay?
No, that's only at 30% of the next phase.
Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and do this.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pop this, pop Kuja's, and then we're gonna get our big damage. Our big damage window is here. If this big damage window goes poorly, Run's basically dead.
The only other thing that you have to worry about, I would say, is it does do Meteor after the next 79% threshold, which is like a big AoE brave into HP attack. Should be fine with Warrior of Light.
Yeah, Warrior of Light. So that's another thing I wanted to point out about this fight. Warrior of Light, COD is phenomenal here. Warrior of Light also completely removes any danger. You making up for his damage is going to be rough to make the 80 turn count, but he literally single-handedly completely keeps you safe the whole fight. So
yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and do.
Is it time to hit that FR for Kuja to hit his burst, or is Wall getting his burst, or how's this working?
COD does the burst here, actually.
What? Yeah.
Hey, it's your boy.
Yeah, no, you love to see it. This is a cool animation.
It's a great animation.
Yeah, so tomorrow's fight has a duel. Did you know that, Raw? So tomorrow we're getting Yuri.
Right.
And we have the 6-man quest. And we get one of the zombie whales from Iroha's original event and a Dullahan.
Dullahan?
Yeah.
He's back.
You're lying.
No, that's the duo there.
I hate Dullahans.
Everyone hates Dullahan.
Alright, so this is my big damage window. We gotta really knock them down here, or else the run is essentially dead. What's the first threshold? That's the
first
meteor?
one, yeah, that just queues up their meteor attack. That's all it does. So you're fine to hit that flare star and that Steiner.
Is the zombie whale from FF9?
Yes, there's a. I don't remember what continent it is, but on the beaches you run into a lot of zombie whales.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's kind of gross looking too in Final Fantasy IX.
What?
Final Fantasy IX's dark. I'm telling you guys. Final Fantasy IX's got a lot of dark imagery.
Spooky stuff.
The grimdark Final Fantasy IX.
But I thought it's for children. It looks like a cartoon. Vivi's so cute.
That's
So
how
we're
they
gonna
pull you in.
know here pretty quickly if this run's gonna work or not. So I guess we can kind of look forward to what's coming.
I like how you were like, let's really push the damage, and then you use Steiner call on turn 2.
Check it out.
Done.
Watch this. It's gonna work. It's gonna work great. Oh, am I gonna use the whole force? Oh fuck! I'm gonna use the whole force time in this burst.
Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm. That was the plan, right?
No.
No. My channel points.
No, not at all. You get a bunch of cool stuff by her counters do a lot of damage. Oh, I didn't use. Oh,
God
fuck.
damn it!
Oh fuck! I didn't use Lunafreya call either. We've made a huge mistake. We've got big problems, everyone. We have massive problems with this run at this point. Fuck! God, I had it. God, the timing is so important in this run, and
Victim of unfortunate timing.
fuck. Well, we get a couple zero forms. I'm sorry, everyone. I tried so hard, and I got so far. I don't know if we have time to sit through it, but
Gonna do the rest of the fight in not force.
Yeah, I just want to see where it ends up, but it's not going to be pretty.
COD does a lot of damage. Okay, so
It's true. Honestly, it's impressive looking. It makes me kind of wish that I had pulled for it.
She has a lot of personal HP damage up. So she's like pretty much always capping.
Hold on now.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Don't count him out. You guys count him out.
let's not even pretend. Come on.
Let's hear him. Let's see.
Come on.
No, let's see.
Oh no.
Look at the damage. I mean, we get some damage here. Just relax. Everybody relax. Unless yeah, that's 63%. And then a follow-up? I mean, who else? No, 65%. We're dead. We're done. We're not dead, but just time doesn't the turn count's not gonna work for us here.
Time is not on your side.
I mean, that's a huge bummer. We'll play it out here.
Will we though? Will we really?
8-hour stream.
Look, 56, and Irvine's almost dead. I mean, hold on. Okay,
That's worse.
I know
for you.
people got things to do, but I
But I don't. So
39% left before this BT, and she's gonna follow up, right? She'll follow up with the FR. She'll follow up once more.
Did she follow up on her burst attack? I don't think
Not with the FR though.
Oh fuck. Okay,
We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is. No, watch the Griever actually. After it heals, we're going to be doing like a lot of damage per turn. Just watch this. Just hear me out.
What do you mean after it heals?
It already healed, so like the percentages are kind of smashed together. I mean,
It has less health in the second phase.
yes, it has less health than it seems it does. Just watch. Look, we're doing a percentage every turn. We got 7 turns of COD's BT. We have Ifrit summon. I don't want to rob the people. I think I can do this. Let me see. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think that I can do this in this run. I'm pretty sure
I
I
believe
can.
in you. I also got to go to bed, so I'll be catching you gents in a week.
Leaf Blade, search the Discord and find us a replacement for Bl'Art.
Thanks for coming,
I'm
Blake.
convinced that I can do this. Just watch the damage.
folks, I'll pay out the people once after the stream is done and we've determined
We'll pay
whether or
them
not
out.
this theories.
We'll pay them out, and I have a feeling this is going to be a famous victory for Raw Life. Okay, Irvine is pretty hurt though, and Kuja's damage goes off a cliff when Irvine dies. Leafblade, give me an answer. Yes or no, do you think that I can do this?
No.
Watch the damage. Watch the damage. Watch how much we're doing, and we have 37 turns left, dude. With a summon.
Adios, guys.
Later,
Take care,
Blar.
Black. You scared Bl'Art away.
Leafblade, I'm gonna be real with you. I am convinced that we have this.
You have, what is that? Just under 40 turns to finish this. I don't know.
I want to pay out the people who believe in me.
That's just me.
Well, I want you to get your points worth.
Thank you.
Dude, we have this.
We don't have that.
No, we do. 40%. You guys are not understanding. Every turn we're doing over 1%, or we're doing 1% essentially. And we have, dude, we're good with the summon phase left. Does anybody in chat believe in me?
No, not at all.
Oh, God bless. Cross 13 in the chat.
Hi.
Cross. Look at the damage, and hear me out.
Yeah.
I think we have it.
No, you don't.
No, actually,
Free
we
turns
do.
from COD.
No,
Free
we do.
turns from COD.
No, we actually 100%.
Your burst
do.
effects
Check
are
us out.
about to run out.
Yeah, check us out. Check us out. We actually do. Check us. I have two.
Ooh.
turns. Yeah, I have two LDs left on COD. I'm gonna keep her HP counter going the whole time. They're gonna get another force time for sure, but the force time is actually gonna help me because I get 2 stacks of darkness every time. Just watch this. I've done this run before, and I'm.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Then why
I
haven't you
believe
cleared
it.
it yet?
Ra, I believe in you. I believe in you.
I actually am. I'm 100% serious. I'm gonna. This is a good.
I've been brought back from the brink. I trust and believe in you again.
You ready to get hurt twice? Cross, how you been, man? We haven't heard from you since last episode.
I'm doing good.
Are you keeping up with the content? I know you're a little bored, which is understandable. You're a little bored with the
Yeah,
current.
I mean, when new games come out, who gives a fuck about default?
Wait, what new game?
So true.
Was it Xenoblade?
Xenoblade, Gunvolt 3, Splatoon 3, and then soon Bayonetta 3.
When
That's
does
the
Bayonetta
lineup
3
right
come
now.
out?
In October or November? I think it's November.
I don't know if anybody's paying attention to the HP percentage of this boss, but we're actually 100% good. We may beat it by like 10 or 15 turns. Like we're gonna win. I know I fuck around a lot, and you guys are like, oh, I don't know if they'll do it, but I'm genuinely telling you guys we did this one. We got it. Is there anybody else who believed in me but you, Leafblade?
No, that's all my channel points. I'm pretty sure.
Let's go.
Damn.
We're good.
So fuck chat.
Would-
Fuck this chat for not believing in roguelike.
Would love to have another force time. Just one other character with a force time would really push this run over the edge.
Oh,
You know how
listen,
Oron
man.
has 5 LD uses? They should give COD 3 FR uses.
listen, man. All you gotta do is just time warp to when FR echoes are. Oh wait.
Explain to
That's
me.
true.
That's a great point. We got a JP expert here. I'll be honest with you, Cross. I don't know how FR echoes work at all. It's like a BT plus for an FR, or what is it?
So the way FR echoes work is that when you're in force time, right, you can use another character's FR. Now the thing is that, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this is saying in the description though, is if the condition is met with that FR that is in someone's face. So let's say you're using like Terra's FR Echo, right? And Terra's conditions are have consecutive turns and do a magic attack, right? If you use an FR that can hit any of those conditions, it will tick up the FR gauge and it won't decrease the duration.
Okay.
That's broken.
That is super broken.
Yeah.
I don't know how the bosses work now at this point in JP, but that sounds like incredibly broken.
Well, the last 2 fights have literally been speeding up the bosses. What's it called? FR gauge.
Oh, just to make the. Oh, that's.
Yeah, just to make it actually like harder to just one shot them.
Hey, hold on, boys. We are.
Wait a minute.
Good. Yeah, we're like actually like good. We're.
Do you have a delay on
yes,
COD?
Yes, I do. I don't have.
Oh
4.
shit, you're right.
So we do this, then we're gonna go.
You're
to
the
person.
timing master.
Dude, we did it. Yo, we actually. Someone DM Bl'Art.
Wait a minute.
Someone DM Bl'Art. We got it. We have this. Like, clearly and easily have this. Let's go ahead and summon and just burn this fucker down. Unless this should do damage. If it doesn't do damage, then I fucked something up. I did damage. Okay, good. I forgot about the incredible lag we have on summons. Holy shit, this is bad.
If your BlueStacks crashes, I'm gonna.
Oh no, not the crash.
I was gonna say now, if BlueStacks crashes, I'm going to pay out the people who voted for me. Because look at the time, look at the turns, look at what we have left on everybody. Do the math. We won this. So if you voted for me to beat this, you're getting paid out. This is crazy delay though. Look at this.
Look at this, the damage. What the fuck?
Yeah, Cod has crazy HP damage up on herself. In her own fight, you noticed everyone else would do 0, but when those guys were quote unquote unhurtable or invulnerable, they weren't actually invulnerable. If you used Cod, she has so much HP damage up on herself. Let's go ahead and LD right here. You guys want to see some crazy shit? Check us out.
Monstrous Kuja damage incoming.
Look at this damage, y'all. Who's hating on Kuja? Kuja haters, show your face.
That's just as much damage as Lightning ZX.
Holy shit.
Fuck. Oh, shit. Unless his EX is about out, I'm going to do Ultima anyway. No, his EX is fine, so we'll do Ultima anyway. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Yo.
Cap.
I forgot Kuja actually has high turn rate in Ultima. That's actually garbage.
Yeah, it sucks a lot because I would have got another turn right there specifically. I would have got another turn of COD in summon. She could have done a huge damage turn, but Kuja fucked it up.
What's this?
I hope.
Oh, from Luna. That's right.
I hope you're ready for that FR iteration of Kuja because it only goes downhill from here.
Yeah, I've heard that Kuja, like Aroha, is not his next tuning pass is not great. We're good here.
I've said this before, but like it's like they're trying to stir Kuja into this like offensive like support character, and it looked like it could have worked, but they don't know how to execute it correctly.
He's got a weird kit.
Yeah, it feels weird because it feels like every time they like have a new they hit the new creep from damage dealers, Kuja, like you can't have Kuja with his support utility like meet those levels. So
yeah,
but his support utility also isn't meeting like the really good support level. So he's just in this like weird middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
Where no one you don't really need him. Yeah, support DPS character that doesn't do anything special aside enchant holy. Yeah, pretty much.
We're at the point of the fight where we use everyone's AAs and just try to get as much,
that 10% brave damage up.
Trying to get as much damage out of every turn as we physically can. But I mean, my Warrior of Light doesn't have BT, doesn't have blue armor, and we're doing fine.
Wait, this entire time you've been using Warrior of Light without? Oh nah.
Yeah, and it still works. That's team building, baby.
Oh, here's an Ultima.
This is some butchered ass team building if I ever seen it in my life.
Check this shit out. Watch this Ultima. Where's
Budget.
the boom?
Budget
cat.
wall.
Boom, cat. Almost cat. Boom, cat. Boom, cat. Any questions? I mean, we're. Oh shit! This is actually good.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good because Cloud of Darkness gets her. We have 26 turns left, and we're absolutely fine. We got to be a little careful with what is the LD buff? Balance from Darkness, or
Are you doing HC tomorrow, Cross?
Yeah.
Cool. I talked to Indo because we were talking about maybe having Indo on the show today, but I ended up chatting with him about 7 a little bit. But if you want to hear Indo's thoughts on 7, the best character in the game currently, please check out HC and everyone else who's on there too. Please check out HC tomorrow.
There was one thing I did want to mention, and I said it in chat, but something funny about this boss, and I haven't seen it yet. But if anyone who's played FF8, which I imagine the vast majority of you have, apparently Griever doesn't have Shockwave Pulsar in this fight. And not only that,
really?
The stance that it's doing right now, that's what it usually did when it was in a queue of Shockwave Pulsar in the actual game.
yeah.
Huh.
And Griever's not the final boss, right? I mean, Griever.
No, Griever is like the third phase. It's like the second and third phase.
That's a long last kind of gauntlet there in 8.
I don't know, man. That game is broken.
The weird, the weird
can't
thing.
think.
The weird thing with 8 is that you have to use unless I'm remembering wrong, you have to use every character. It like randomly throws characters out. So if you went through and like used your best party every fucking turn or every fucking play, every fight, you can get screwed because it throws in random party members at random points of the fight. So if you didn't build your whole team and like have them all junctioned, you can be like totally fucked.
The funny thing about that game though was like the best level to be was level 1 because again in Final Fantasy VIII, everything scaled to what your level was. So if you were just level 1 and you would junction, you just didn't have to care about boss HP. And what you could have is literally have Squall sit there on life support and just spam Lionheart.
Yeah, that they didn't do that. Mino Spellgood, shout out Mino. He's always said that Final Fantasy IX scaled on boss on party level. It did not, and the reason it didn't was that Final Fantasy VIII did, and it was kind of broken because you could abuse that mechanic and have a low level party. Look how clear we are, guys.
Easy.
Yeah, 19 turns left, and we're here. We're done. We got it. So go ahead, Cross.
I was gonna say the only boss in 8 that does not scale with levels, unless you're counting the Steam version, is Omega Weapon, but that's because it's a super boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one down in the fucking water?
No. Omega Weapon is when you activate the bell in the last room, and that's where it spawns.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Do you want to shout out all the people who voted against me, Mouse? I don't know if you have access to that
I don't know how to
list,
see it.
but I would love to just dance on my haters' graves because we've done this. I'm gonna call Bl'Art on Discord FaceTime, and let him know that we won.
I don't know how to see it, but I'll have a comprehensive list for next stream.
Yeah, and next stream you're all getting called out. What do we have next? We're gonna wrap up the show here shortly. Thanks, Cross, for joining us. Historic Crux tomorrow, right? Who are you having on there, Cross?
Yeah, it is tomorrow.
You don't know who you having on yet?
No, what's it called? It's gonna be me, Tree Void,
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yoshi Pasta, and a fourth. I don't know who the fourth is gonna be, honestly.
Okay. Well, check out Historic Crux. Check out Cross. Thanks for hanging out with us. We have before next Monday. We have Yuri, and then we have one more event.
Van IW.
Vayne Intertwined will, and those will both be.
And then
before
Core.
Core won't be before though, will it? I'm gym pulling Core.
Core is 2 days after Vayne, I believe. So 2 days after Vayne.
It might be on
I think that'll be on Monday.
show night. Yeah.
That'll be perfect. If it's if Core's
Yeah.
on Monday, we will
Core's
pull-
not on a Monday.
Oh, bummer.
Alright.
Because Vayne is
Fuck.
on Sunday.
So that's Tuesday, like normal.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Shit. I might wait and pull Core because I'm gym pulling Core. I really want Core's FR. Hey, we did it, boys. Look at that.
Easy.
Any fucking
Easy.
questions? Any questions? Pay the people.
No
Hey.
turning was a mistake.
Pay the people. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We're gonna pay out the winners, and we'll be back next Monday. We'll do 2 Shinryu. I went 3-0 on Shinryu this night. Just want to point that out. And yeah, any closing thoughts? Cross, you guys watch Historic Crocs tomorrow night on YouTube and or on Twitch.
Closing thoughts. Elnash kind of sucks.
The hottest.
Actually,
Devo
no. I'll give Elnash benefit of the doubt. The only character I believe that's coming in between this month and next month that truly actually sucks is like Shantoto, but she's
Damn.
next month.
Bummer. Shantoto always sucks. Mouse, any closing thoughts?
Nothing for Devo, but buy a STEM player and listen to Donda too.
Yo, whoa! You're a Kanye? You're a Kanye guy?
Yeah.
Nothing further. You're just a Kanye guy.
Yeah. Huge.
I was a huge Kanye guy until we'll talk about this in the post show. I was a huge Kanye guy up until My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Everything beyond that, rough. We gotta go. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye everyone. Thank you.